Ladies and gentlemen, it's Zoe What? The voice of reason, Zoe Williams, back in the building. Sorry about last week. We had to take a quick break. You know, my young lord, the young lion, he had just had surgery to reconstruct his ACL. And so, you know, we had to get him into rehab real quick. So the rehab fell on the same day as the show, and I wasn't able to do the show. But I'm back. And we've got a heater. We've got a hell of a topic today. Before I get to the topic, though, I'm going to have to promote some things, okay? Number one, I need you to go to my website right now, IamZoeWilliams.com, and purchase a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. All the people who have done it already, I appreciate it, but I urge you to continue. We have copies. Please, please, please reach out and purchase my book, IamZoeWilliams.com. That's the first thing I want to do. The next thing I want to do, there's a young guy who reached out to me. He knows I promote a lot of small businesses and things of that nature on my show. His name is Alonzo. He's a FAMU grad. He graduated December 2012. Smart kid, very intelligent kid. And he has a business that I think it's pretty interesting, DocRen. It is an innovative platform that brings college students together to buy and sell class notes and study guides for upcoming exams. On DocRen.com to experience of teachers, so that you're not cheating. So he's in league with the students and the teachers, and he's just providing a service with all of the best study guides. And I think it's incredible. And again, he says, what sets our company apart from our competitors is that we allow students to get the notes that they need instantly for their upcoming exam and pay later by selecting the Bill Me Later option during checkout. So he's trying to help kids study and be prepared and be ready to do this thing called life by setting up a business. And I'm really proud of him. He reached out to me. I said, hey, man, this is the kind of work I want to do. I want to empower kids, and he's doing it. His name is Alonzo Williams, no relation. He's of Miami. He's an entrepreneur and a recent graduate of Florida State University, fall 2012. DocRen.com. All right? So go out, support that brother. And the next thing I want is a thing that I've been promoting, right? This is what I want to do first before I bring in this person to help build the momentum for this movement. We have a video of it. I want to play the video right now. I keep telling you it's going to play a factor in today's show. So I want to play the video. It's 2 minutes long, but today's show is so heavy, we got to have the antidote before we take the poison, so we can survive the poison of this show. That's going to happen later. All right? So play the video, and we'll be right back with the author of this. Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe What Mornings, back in the building, the voice of reason here. Crazy video. I wanted you to see it. I wanted you to experience it, man, because it's that important for me not to let it go. See, when I get in it, you guys will hear me mention Krishnamurti all the time. I'll say, oh, that's my favorite philosopher. When I get enmeshed in something that is meaningful, it's very difficult for me to let it go. And this I call it a technology, a device. This Black Mastery thing, to me, is quite possibly one of the most important findings for Black people, I'd say, in the 21st century. I just got to be honest, because I've studied religion. I've studied religion since I was 17. And when I say I studied religion, I don't mean I went to Bible study. I don't mean that. I mean, I studied it for real. Language, history, comparative studies, etymology. I studied the real thing. Theology, atheism. I studied it for real. So I understand how powerful, religion and culture has a hold on us. This lady has created something that can wipe that. And I think, man, it's just very powerful. Let me bring her in right now. Veronica Conway. I played the Black Mastery video because I think it's that important, you know.
Thank you.
Talk to them about it really quickly. Again, I want people to go out and get it. Blackmastery.com. That's what I'm urging right now. Blackmastery.com. You got to go there now. But tell them why.
Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate you for the shout out and And I think that our incarceration really is mental at this point. It's mental and it's spiritual. And so we're not able to realize our God nature, our true nature, our most powerful selves, as long as we are subject to a bunch of limiting beliefs and inner conflicts. So I've been a student of this for well over 2 decades. And, you know, people would ask me, can you create something that I could just carry around in my back pocket that will transform my thinking? And so this is my answer.
Wow. Wow. It's narrated by Iyanla Vanzant.
Yes, it is. She's a friend of mine. She's a good friend of mine, yes.
You introduced her to neuro-linguistic programming.
Yes,
This is a neuro-linguistic program that speaks to your subconscious because all behavior has its origin in the subconscious
mind. Yes, absolutely. You know, you literally the science on it is that you filter out most of your experience and you filter for what you believe.
Wow.
So let's say somebody tells you that you're ugly when you're a little girl. If you internalize that deeply at the subconscious level, you can have all kinds of experiences that demonstrate that you're pretty. But if you believe that you're ugly, you'll only collect evidence for that which you believe is true. So what we filter for is so paramount. And yet we've never taken a step back and looked at what we filter for, looked at what we believed and why we believe it. And there's so much power in unlocking this.
Wow. Whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove.
Amen.
And I think a lot of people, that's another quote from a great author, Robert Anton Wilson, from his book Prometheus Rising. It starts there. Whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. And if you're filtering bullshit, right? Oh, he said it another way, too. He says we have to remember that our belief system can be broken down to an acronym, BS. And he was like, please know when your belief system is BSing you. All right?
That's right.
So this tool, blackmastery.com, I'm urging you to, somebody brought it up too, confirmation bias. That's another one where, you know, we'll have a belief and we'll see something in the world and we'll go, see, it's true. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Confirmation bias.
That's right. And so the thing that's powerful about this is that if you can go in and shift what you believe, which is what the Black Mastery program does, if you can shift where you're in conflict, if you can shift that at the subconscious level, which we do in 20-minute visualizations, then you can begin to shift your results without a bunch of effort. It will feel like magic. You'll just shift what you filter for.
I let my assistant producer, his name is Chris. He does all the graphics. He checked it out. He was like, he called me. He was like, Zoe, man, oh, Manischewitz. He was like, it's a real deal experience. And it is.
Yeah.
It is. I wouldn't trust me, I wouldn't be on it if it wasn't. Everything has to be the Thriller album for me. Everything has to reach that level. Like, is it off the wall level? No. And if it's not, we can't do it. So with that said, please go out. Support the sister, blackmastery.com. Don't waste another minute of your mediocre life. Let's unlock yourself from the prison you've decorated and turned into the den of your mediocre life. Let's unlock all of the bullshit you've accumulated and go get this, blackmastery.com. With that said, I'm going to promote one more thing. There's a sister. Her name is Jay Mitchell. She's an artist. I want you to go to bandcamp.com. Look for her album, Love Kills the Demon, an EP by Jay Mitchell. She's incredible. She does our Starting You intro and the music for our intro. We play some of her music. We'll play some today. Please go support Jay Mitchell. Now that that's done, I'm going to take a quick break, but when I come back, the phone lines will be open and we will be talking about our topic. The topic's the beauty industrial complex. Can the black woman's self-esteem be found in her makeup kit? This is going to be kind of tough. Is the black woman's self-esteem, can it be located in her makeup kit? The standard of beauty, does it even factor in the black woman's beauty? What is the standard? How many black models are out there, supermodel status, elite, versus the white models? And is there racism inherent throughout the cosmetic and modeling industry? We're going to cover it all. The black woman. Let's talk about self-esteem and beauty.
Skin lightening creams like everybody else. Yes, I do. Do I use what I sell? Yes, I do. Am I selling a skin bleaching cream? No, I'm not. Am I selling a dark spot remover? Yes, I am.
But that's not what it appears. When you look at an advert, for instance, your advert, it talks about taking care of dark spots and pigmentation. That is basically skin lightening.
No, it says hyperpigmentation. You're probably looking at the old one, which said pigmentation. It was an error from my designer. It's hyperpigmentation, and everyone has hyperpigmentation. I'm sure you do.
Have you looked at the pictures? Some of the people who've used their cream before and after, a massive difference. What is wrong with that black?
Nothing. I mean, that's me, a little tan, a little sunny California. I look gorgeous. I look beautiful.
So why would you want to change your color?
I wouldn't want to change. It just happened. Yeah, I didn't sit one day and I was like, why do I want to change? It just happened. Do you have a perm in your hair?
So it's about, is it cosmetic or is it psychological?
Do you have a perm in your hair?
Is it cosmetic or is it psychological?
See, answer me, because if you answer me, I can tell you.
Look.
Do you have a perm in your hair? The same reason why you perm your hair is the same reason why I chose to do what I do. I'm an adult. I can do everything that I want.
So if you have young girls looking up to you today, would you tell them, look, do not feel comfortable in your skin as a black woman?
Okay, my skin didn't change because I'm not comfortable. Do I look like somebody who's uncomfortable?
Why did you change your skin?
Do I look uncomfortable? No, I don't. And see, my role model is my aunt. My aunt is your skin color, right?
Quite controversial. Controversial, Dencia.
No, I'm not. I'm just being honest. It's reality where everyone is a hypocrite. Because
we have to leave it there, Dencia. Thank you for
No,
taking time
you
to talk to
can't
us.
tell me to leave it there when you perm your hair.
And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. Yes.
Yeah, I think that chick is ridiculous, the blonde one. However, she got old girl, though.
She did make a point. Like, you can't be sitting in here with a weave in your head. Or you're permed up dude talking about, role model.
Even though I don't think it's the same thing.
I don't know.
I don't think it's the same thing. However.
Listen, where do the sisters in American culture get their beauty cues from? Who do they get their beauty cues from?
Who do the sisters in America
get their beauty cues? Where do you get them from?
You talking about right now?
I'm talking about period.
Right now.
Let's talk about right now, this evening.
No, because
20 years ago.
It changes.
Okay,
it changes.
Please help me. Help me to know.
When I was younger, it was my mom and my grandmother. That's who I listened to.
Where did they get their beauty cues from?
I didn't ask them. I just, this is what my mom does, this is what my grandmother does, and I'm going to listen to that.
Can the self-esteem of women of color be found in their makeup kit?
Depends on what day it is.
We always say black don't crack in our community, right? Do we still believe that? Somebody call me, 323-965-1600. That is the number to dial. The Essence Smart Beauty Research Study estimates that African-American women spend $7.5 billion annually on beauty products. What are the economic implications for our community? Would it be cheaper for sisters to go natural?
Yes.
And if so...
Actually.
If so... wouldn't we be able to utilize that money for something better than just beautification? And what are men's role in the sisters' beauty choices? Huh? I think men have a say in it too.
Yeah.
Right? We got a lot of bullshit men out there that'll be like, I don't want to see you unless you made up. I don't want to see you with the little wrap on your head at night, and I don't want to see the cold cream on your grill. Have it tight when I roll through this piece. You know? Right? That's a pressure too, correct?
Yep.
And is that pressure leading women, sisters? I mean, because it's not like you have African choices in cosmetics. Or do you? Does somebody know of any? Call us, 323-965-1600. Does our addiction to the beauty industrial complex belie an underlying self-esteem issue in black women?
From Nicki Minaj.
That's heavy, right? That's heavy. Because one thing's for sure, a sister ain't gonna go nowhere looking toe down. Right? She ain't gonna go nowhere without her hair right. You know how y'all are.
Every once in a while, like, depending on the day. I might. I might.
Answer these questions and stop playing games.
Listen.
You know you're getting graded later on.
I'm not getting any grades.
Yes, you are, baby.
I'm not doing the
Grades are
thing.
coming to you. I need the truth. Talk to us. Is there an insecurity?
No, I think that just because, well, there's two answers. I think that just because a woman puts on makeup, gets her hair done, grooms herself, it doesn't society.
Her best self?
Makeup is an enhancer.
Yeah.
Bring
exactly.
out those attributes.
Now, it's not to
Or
say that
hide the half-tributes.
no, not necessarily.
Some of them are doing that. Yes, that is also.
But yeah,
saying.
some of it. But there is some of it. I mean, there are people who I know of people who will not leave the house, will have to get up early and go to the bathroom because they won't let their man see them without makeup, or they're hiding something. There's a lot of hiding going on, but I don't think makeup in and of itself is hiding. I mean, even there.
It's by definition hiding.
No, but it's not to
make up.
No, but it's
cover up.
No. It's meant to enhance up sometimes. Like, for instance,
like
if I put on mascara, it's not because I'm covering my eyes. It's because I'm bringing out.
So if women believe in the fantasy for a relationship, they might as well believe in the fantasy of makeup too, right? Because makeup creates a fantasy, does it not?
It does. Look, men fall for it too, though. I'll go out. Look.
You had a dude wearing makeup?
No, well, I know some.
I'm just saying.
No, I definitely know a few out here in Hollywood. I was like, he's got makeup. We're the same foundation. Look,
hilarious.
But it's an enhancer. Sometimes, like, depending on the day. Sometimes I just want to be thug life, go to the store real quick in my sweats, grab something to eat and chill. Next day, I'm like, you know what? I want to feel like Beyonce or whoever might want to look like. Do the fake lashes and the this and the that.
Yeah, sometimes you want to add the glam.
But the coolest part is, look, I'll post a picture on Instagram looking just like I just woke up like this, really. But then I'll turn around and go out with my friends with 7 pounds of makeup on my face, and I'll get 38 likes in seconds.
Exactly.
But would you
from all the men that's told me, hey, you know what? I don't like a girl who wears a lot of makeup, but you don't like my pictures when I don't wear any makeup. But when I'm cake face, y'all are like, hey, boo, what's good? Whoop-de-whoop. So
I got to stop by Earl Shive and get my foundation corrected. 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. The phone lines are on fire right now. Let's go to our first caller. Who's in the building? Holla.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Who is this?
What's going on, Joe? It's me, Jay Mitchell. Thanks for the shout out.
Jay Mitchell. Yes. Please go buy her music, man. Bandcamp.com. The EP is called Love Kills the Demon. Jay Mitchell. Yes. Please support her. Talk to me about this beauty thing and the insecurity or the presumed insecurity of sisters to go without.
Well, I feel like for me as a black woman, you know, I live in LA, I live in Hollywood, I work in the music industry and entertainment, so it's something that I'm very hypersensitive to because I feel like I'm combating it on a day-to-day. You know, there is a lot of pressure, you know, on black women to conform to European beauty standards. And if you don't conform to them, it's kind of, you get labeled with all of these kind of, I don't know, stereotypical notions. And I feel like a lot of black women, I've been natural for 10 years. And I feel like it's a rebellion. I went natural when I was 16 years old. I went natural in high school when it was a big time no-no. And I was teased and mocked, mostly by black men. So when we're talking about a lot of women want to be beautiful for our men. It's a natural inclination. Like, it feels good, when I have my man, he's looking at me like, you look good, baby. But for black women and for black people living under the culture of white supremacy, that kind of gets misconstrued, where I don't feel like black men really generally support black women who are embracing their natural beauty.
Interesting.
And being natural, a lot of women are lighting their skin because we all know that there's a notion in the black community that light-skinned women are more attractive. I see it every day. And maybe it's because I'm in Los Angeles. I don't know how it is in other communities, but I know in LA, it's huge. I don't have any problem having a date or anything due to my confidence level. But for other sisters that aren't able to display the level of confidence that I have, I see them getting passed up, looked over. I see them adorning weaves and makeup, especially black women in the industry. And you know what? And it's important because these are the images that all the other little black girls in other parts of the world see. So every time you turn on your TV, it's always a silhouette weave. Or it's always a light-complected sister with curly hair, good, so-called good textured hair. So that's all you see. So I remember when me and my little sister were kids growing up, we would put towels on our head because we would see the Pantene commercials. You see the white woman just blowing her hair out beautifully. And we were young girls absorbing this, and we would go and we would put towels on our head and run around the house flipping our towels, pretending that we had hair like that. And I don't know where that was coming from. I remember throwing away my black Barbie dolls when I was a kid because, that black women have to conform to European beauty standards in order to be attractive.
Got it. You know what, Jay? I appreciate you for calling in. I'm going to tell everybody, please go get her music, bandcamp.com.
Thank you.
Right? Go buy the album right now. It's ridiculous. Love Kills the Demon, an EP by Jay Mitchell. Go support her. Appreciate your words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, we have other callers. Let's go. Who do we have on the line right now?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, ain't too much, man. Hey, a quick thing about the whole beauty thing. See, women, they look towards men. Like, what women do is they try to present themselves in the ways that a man would appreciate. They don't listen to us as far as the individual things they put on, but they try things and then they see what we react to. But sometimes what we react to is not what they have on or how they look. It's their confidence. It's the energy that they exude. It's not necessarily...
So hold that thought. Hold that thought. I think the sisters want to challenge you on that. Brandy? Whitney?
No, I actually... You kind of got me at the end there when you said the thing about confidence, because you said that women present themselves the way that they think that a man will like. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to attract men.
So are you saying that black men want sisters to present themselves in a westernized white look in order for black men to feel attracted to black women? Is that what you're saying?
I think that first and foremost, men want to be in the presence of a woman who is attractive, period. Whatever that look is, whichever look she's chosen to take. I do think that there are black men in society right now, especially that do not appreciate a natural black woman. And I'm saying this coming from the perspective of I've done it all. I've had permed hair, jerry curled hair, no hair, afro hair, weave, braids, dookie braids, micro braids, like every style there is.
Can I interrupt?
I've had it.
Hold on 1 second, bro. And then we'll come to you.
And for me, it was never a matter of, I feel like in order to be more attractive, I need to look more European. It was simply a style choice. Mm-hmm. It's a way of me expressing myself in the same way that you go to your closet, you pick out a green shirt, a black hat. Hey, maybe I want like big curly hair. Maybe I want a teeny weeny afro. And I think that just because a woman chooses that, you can't assume that it's because she doesn't have self-esteem or she's trying to conform.
Brother, finish your thought.
Yeah, so basically, I think is that the women feel more confident in themselves when they look more European, because that is the kind of standard that they feel themselves makes themselves become more attractive. So when that happens, the energy she exudes to the man is that of an attractive energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, really and truly, as men, we don't care about the individual small things. A woman can actually put on no makeup. If she's naturally attractive on the inside, that's going to shine outwards.
But what if she's not naturally attractive? Like, that's the thing. That's
naturally attractive. But he said something key, and that was on the inside.
Yeah.
And a naturally attractive person inwardly, that's a cold motherfucker right there. And they can pull off anything. They can pull off some things. Listen, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're coming back with Veronica Conway. You know who she is, author of the Black Mastery program we've been promoting, and she's going to talk about this stuff too. So again, can we link the black woman's self-esteem to her makeup kit? The beauty industrial complex. We'll be back on the Voice of Reason. Holla!
Even from a tender young age, Countess Vaughn has been a fixture on countless TV favorites such as 227 and Moesha. The latter launched the successful spin-off The Parkers, making Countess one of the first African-American females to land her very own sitcom. But the beauty and the dream would soon begin to unravel.
It's crazy how one day everything's fine and the next thing, the simplest things can mess up your life. Working in the industry for so long, I've always had different looks, so I'm used to wearing wigs. In about 2004, my hairstylist introduced me to front lace wigs, and I fell in love with them immediately. You have a full hairline. I was wearing it 24/7. 5 years later, the drama came in. The red flag was the oozing from my ears, from my forehead, the whole nape around my head, the pus. It had a horrible smell. It was painful. I let this go by for 6 months. What I didn't realize was I had a bad reaction to the glue that I used to apply the wig. I went to a dermatologist, but he didn't let me know long term there would be any problems. Now I have discoloration. People assume, do you have vitiligo? Anywhere where you would apply the wig and put tape on, I'm lighter in those areas. And I use makeup to cover it up. The skin under my eyes peeled because of the glue. The skin came off my ears. With the eyeliner, I'm literally drawing in my hairline. Because of the hair situation, I was embarrassed. It was just, you have to be at home and be bald. I had to go through this in order to teach my little one that you got to love yourself before anybody else will. I had a moment there. I just wanted to look natural.
Please welcome actress Countess Vaughn to the show.
Thanks for sharing your story, because I think as women, we all share this hair thing. They try to tell us we're not our hair, but, we are our hair.
Oh, yes.
It makes a big difference what style you wear. And so pretty much with the lace fronts wigs, you're applying the glue around
the edges, around the nape, glue or tape. And what we don't realize is when we're doing this, when you're lifting it up, you're taking off a layer of skin each time.
Well, it still didn't stop her from wigging up for that show.
That's the thing. I was like, okay.
I'm just, maybe all of the undergrowth has been ravaged by the weave's diet. Listen, I think it's tough, man. Sisters, I'm doing research for this show. It made me think. Sisters got it tough.
We do.
In terms of, you got our expectations, then you've got expectations that trump ours, namely your workplace. Because you might do like Brandy said. Brandy be on some more, This is just a look I wanted to go for, and I changed because I felt like changing. But when you work for corporate America, they say, listen here, India Irie, come back in here smelling like patchouli and beads and shells and shit. You know, we're not doing that, okay? You know, I don't want to see no more corn rolls, you know. Only you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they may, put a pressure on the sister, too. You need to come in here with that hair hat on, as Tommy Sotomayor calls it. A hair hat. I call it the hair helmet, you know.
I call it genius.
I'm just saying. It's a big deal. You got pressure coming from a lot of ways. And I think wherever the money is, sisters follow that. If there's a husband who's taking care of all of that, they'll listen to what he has to say.
Yeah.
If it's the boss controlling the biosurvival tickets, they're going to listen to what he has to say. I could be wrong. We've got Veronica Conway on the line. Do you believe that the sister's confidence and power is associated with her makeup kit? Can you go deeper on that?
Here's what I think, and, bear with me because I have a few thoughts on this.
Yeah.
We talked last week or a couple of weeks back on the Diet Woman, and we talked about how our men were under assault and that our women are too.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I think we're under assault from is what you've termed as the beauty industrial complex. When you talk about, I don't think it's about self-esteem at this point. Do we lack self-esteem? I think it's about self-hatred. And I think that our self-hatred has become an industry that we support, but we don't own.
No, go into that. What do you mean? Say more.
Because if you look at, I always, because I'm a deep student of internalized racism, how we've been conditioned into our current state of being. And so much of the black woman's identity is tied up to economics. So if you look, as you were saying earlier, we spend $7.5 billion annually on beauty products. Ethnic plastic surgery is on the rise. We spend 70% of all money on weaves and hair extensions. I think anytime I see a chocolate sister with a blonde weave on, I think she has gone insane or hates herself, because we can't seek.
So the makeup industry is capitalizing on the black woman's hatred of herself. If that is
an industry, it is an industry.
Brandy disagrees.
Koreans pretty much dominate. They have a monopoly.
Yes, they
do. On hair products. So while they take our money and send their kids to college,
Stanford,
we send our kids to prison.
Ooh. 323-965-1600. Get to your phone lines right now, Brandy.
It's really tough with this one because I have a kind of two minds about it. I am ultimately frustrated at people who do exhibit self-hatred. I ran into a young lady the other day, and we were talking about, wigs and hair pieces, and she was saying that, I just wear them all the time because my hair is bad. I have bad hair under this, and I know what she was trying to say, but I just don't really allow those types of things because it's like, I think that beauty comes in many different forms. I think that there's beauty both on the dark featured African American side, and there's also beauty in other races and cultures too that looks different. And it's just upsetting when it is the mental slavery that we have been subjected to in this country. Unfortunately, though, or fortunately, I think that we've come to a place where it can be a part of the way, and I work around artists, and it is a part of the way that you want to express yourself, and it's difficult because on the one hand, I like having all the options, But on the other hand, I would never want to impress on a young sister that she's not beautiful because she has afro curly kinky hair or darker skin. It hurts my heart when I see young people and like the girl with the bleaching cream up there who just is really self-hating. So
would Lupita, right, actress of 12 Years a Slave, would she be the fashionista or the image or the model of chocolate beautydom if she was just a regular student at USC studying business? What happens is the media, the entertainment industry, tells us what's in and what's not. It tells us when a hue of our people, because if you look at black people, the diaspora of black people across the globe, you'll see varying hues, light, dark. You know, you got some people, oh, Zoe, you got green eyes, you got white in you. Well, green eyes and blue eyes represent two distinct genetic strains, right? You do the research. Blue eyes came into existence 10,000 years ago on black people, not on white people. That's a genetic fact. Before that, before 10,000 years ago, before the advent of blue and gray eyes, which first came on black people,
that's right,
you had the other colors, which were green, hazel, brown, all the way to the darkest of browns, which look black. So these are all still black features. Even the blonde hair. You go to some of the Malaysian islands, some of the islands in the South Pacific, and you'll see indigenous dark-skinned people who have lived there for hundreds of thousands of years with natural blonde hair.
Yeah.
We can't even get back to the culture of who we really are until we rewrite the programming of the culture of who they said we're supposed to be, and that is less than them. So a part of the sisters' uniform for working in corporate America is your hair has to be corporate America ready. It can't be ethnic. The sister with an ethnic hairstyle is just like the basketball player in the NBA with braids. That's no, not for this environment. And the tattoos, we don't want the baggy pants. We want a dress code for you to present yourself in a certain way in this corporate environment. Yes, it's entertainment. Yes, you're running up and down the court dunking a basketball, but we want a specific look. Well, the same applies to the sister in corporate America, sitting at a cubicle, right? It's an affront on your culture, and anything that attacks your culture, it attacks your knowledge of self. And anything that attacks your knowledge of self attacks your love of self. I'm just saying. Somebody call me, 323-965-1600. Who wants to talk about this? Sisters are going to have to be honest.
I do, Zoe.
Talk to me, Veronica Hale.
I think we have to commit to truth before ambition.
I blame Madam C.J. Walker.
Truth is who we are internally. It's our soul. It's our spirit. It's our God self. It's our being. Ambition is where we strive to please as though we are not already pleasing.
Ooh.
See, when you hate yourself, you're easily manipulated. Easily manipulated. And so and it's an industry. This is not, so we can look at it in terms of what we think our personal preferences are, but I think we have to understand the larger context, which is that we've been presented with magazines and media and entertainment and all of these vehicles that are meant to deeply program our subconscious. You know, my life is built around this thing about the subconscious.
Right.
All of these institutions program our subconscious so that we value and validate white features, and we come to hate our own. Wow. And I've said this before on your show, if you play the woman out of pocket in terms of her self-love, then you gain control. Because if she's on about some things that aren't really, that she's distracted by some things, if she's paying attention to some things, if she's paying attention to not how to increase her own internal power, her soul power, but if she's on about how to modify her external presentation, and she's consumed with that, then she's not going to be consumed with the things that are really important.
Right.
I mean, what would $7.5 billion a year that we spend on cosmetics, what would that do for us to build an economy or to send kids to college or to build our own businesses or to have collective economics or to, to not depend on the dominant culture for every damn thing that we need.
Veronica, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we start to villainize Madam C.J. Walker? Because you know what happens? Veronica spoke on it earlier. What do? 50 Cent drops Get Rich or Die Trying, and he's automatically nominated. And I love 50 Cent. I think that's one of the smartest, most savvy businessmen, street hustler. That dude, that's a cold cat. No disrespect. However, 50 Cent drops Get Rich or Die Trying, and then he gets nominated for an NAACP award. Right? So my point is, money and success validates everything. Even the shit that we might consider, hey, that's some bullshit. Well, wait a minute, it sold 5 million records, so maybe it's not bullshit. Right? This is why Bishop Don Juan, no disrespect to the brother, he has a space in popular America right now as a retired pimp, retired preacher type shit. Back in the day when heroin was big, pimps were villains because they pimped out our sisters and got them on that shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? They were villains. Now they're heroes. So you see how I'm tying all of this together? This is, we're going to have to take all of this back if we're going to heal the community.
Well, and the crazy thing, though, is that, you talked about Madam C.J. Walker.
Can we villainize her? Nobody wants to villainize her
anymore. They're not owned by us. They've been taken over by L'Oreal. Essence Magazine was taken over by Time Warner. The hair care industry has been taken over by the Korean community. Those industries that we used to give, collective economics. We used to pay our own for those products and services. They don't even stay inside of that money. Doesn't stay inside of our community. It goes straight out of it.
So can we villainize her? Can we say that, yes, she was the first millionaire. Yay. Yes, she was a black American. Yay. A sister. Yay. But can we villainize her? Because look at where this butterfly effect has led us. Brandy?
Do we villainize her? I mean,
yes, like, damn it.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she made a product, and yes, there is the argument that she's contributed to this European standard of beauty, but at the same time, I don't think her motivation was to try and bring down the African American race. So I'm not going to vilify her. I'm still going to appreciate and applaud her entrepreneurial spirit and ambition. I don't know. What do you think, Whitney?
It helped me.
Whitney was 7 when she first heard about Madam C.J. Walker, and that was in passing.
I was 17, and I had a perm by then.
No, I've never had a perm. Like I'm a biracial kid, half black, half white. That's where I've learned my beauty standards is from my parents, my mother. And like I said, my mom is black. She said, absolutely not. Do not touch my child's hair.
Wow.
I used to rock the fro. Everybody thought I was a little boy. I used to wear dresses with my mini fro, running around until my hair just wanted to flip.
Well, we got callers. And let's get some on the line right now. Caller, you're on the line. The voice of reason with Zoe Williams, Brandy, and Whitney. Talk to me.
Hi, panel. How are you?
What's up?
It's Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey. Okay, I guess I'll say something today.
Finally. Jesus.
Okay, so, I've been natural, like completely natural, maybe for the last 8 or 9 months. And some people in the workplace started to notice it. And so one of my coworkers walked past and said, "Hey, I like your hair better when you had it straightened." And I kind of looked like, well, my hair is for me and not for you.
You's gonna be combing your hair, girl?
But
you know you's on the plantation now.
I mean,
I see a wave in there. It ain't supposed to be no wave, sister girl.
Well,
now you straighten it out now for Massa Man recognize that you done curled up a taste.
Crystal, I have a question for you because I mean I understand this too because I have gone natural. Well, I'm technically natural now. I just play with it a little bit sometimes. But I have gone like completely all the way down to the teeny weeny, not even a teeny weeny afro, to like the fade 3 times in my life and then grown back fully natural. Do you feel like you have a different response from men, both good and bad?
Yes. I have a much more positive response. Not that it was negative before, but I noticed that a lot more men are now looking at my hair like, your hair is beautiful, it brings out your face. As whereas before, when I was straightening my hair, it wasn't so much as them commenting on my hair and how my hair brings out my facial features. So definitely.
Oh, somebody in the chat room just said a whole generation of black women's hair won't grow back because of Madam C.J. Walker.
I don't agree with that.
I know you don't. Crystal, thank you for calling in. Thank you. We appreciate it. You know you never speak, so that was dope. I'm glad you called in. Veronica told me to pull up a website, and then I'm going to go to my next caller. Veronica told me to pull up a website called afieldnegro.com. Afieldnegro.com. And there you will find a collection of African-American men who only get down with white women. Right? Mm-hmm. They only get down with white women. Is that a pressure? Do sisters use makeup and weaves to compete with the white woman that apparently a lot of black men covet? So in the cosmetic industry or in the modeling industry, there's a standard of beauty. I told you, if a white woman goes missing, right, in Antarctica, no one has a better PR person than the white woman and Jesus. Do you understand? They have the best PR firm in the world. If something happens to a white woman, remember that girl down in the Bahamas? The world was on alert. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, whitey locks is missing. Everybody in the world was looking for that girl, yes? Mm-hmm. White women got the best PR person in the world. Even when they get old and ugly. Elizabeth Taylor. Oh, the fabulous Elizabeth Taylor. She's 782 years old. Y'all still... You understand?
She's so fabulous.
Marilyn Monroe was the epitome, the epitome of feminism. God, you can't escape the image of the white woman. So if that's the case, right? Does this put an extra or an added pressure on the sister to try to assimilate to that look?
Yes.
In order to attract her own man.
Listen,
323-965-1600.
You don't even have to finish that question. Yep. Okay. I mean, first of all, if you went back to Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe, but right now it's those damn Kardashians.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That olive
and some of the ugliest women I've ever seen. I just got to be honest.
Well, Veronica said the plastic surgery movement. Look, I know tons of black women who we already have naturally nice, you know.
When your ass is built like a trash dumpster and your legs are the size of motherfucking number 2 pencils, something ain't right. It's something wrong with that. 323-965-1600. They're not cute to me.
You know, but I mean that too is something else that's happening right now, because I think since we're talking about this for years and years and years, and that, you know,
or DSL
well, that was, I said when I was a kid. Okay, it was later.
Kids was doing that shit too. I remember.
And y'all was some dirty little kids,
right?
Yeah. Mannish was the term.
Mannish was definitely the term.
Right.
And then also, you know, when I was coming up too, it was still like, you know, if your booty booty cupped out, or at least that's what they told us. Anyway, too much. You wanted to kind of keep it like slim and tight or whatever. But I think now that all of these other ethnic races of women are really sort of openly able to be with our black men, they are making the effort to adopt features that when we had them, we were told we weren't beautiful with them. You know, we were told our big lips and big booties weren't sexy. But now, what do they
Whoever
call?
told you that, Brandy?
Nobody. But
exactly.
But
like you,
now
were you standing next to some ugly sisters or something?
No, but seriously, this is serious because like right now it's and the thing that's even upsetting about it is, okay, so now if you take these things and put them on a white girl, now she is like the queen of the universe.
You see how thick they made the Wonder Woman cartoon?
You know, and it's just like, okay,
random.
Super random. I mean, so what do we do about that? Not only were we told that, okay, well, you're okay, but this white woman over here she's gorgeous.
Her hair's straight. Look, she got long hair.
AfieldNegro.com, a place where black men are validating the white image of beauty. Somebody call us at 323-965-1600. It's crazy. We've got a caller on the line. Caller, talk to me. Where are you calling from?
What's going on, man? This is Mo Better Media, man. So what? What's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, brother. What's happening?
Man, it's ugly with the whitey game. You know, whiteys get a pass. They definitely get a pass, and unfortunately, I think sisters look up to them. We don't care as brothers. I'm a brother. I like big booty, big DSL lip sisters. Hair is the last thing I look for. I look for ass first, hair last. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what my girl hair look like today, but I know she got ass. You know, that's the wrong play. You know, I think sisters really try to, I believe they try to look up to them white girls. Our brothers, real brothers, don't even like white women, I don't believe.
Wow.
You know, go deeper. I mean, I don't like them. I don't, you know, I've had a few in my past when I was young just to do it, but I've never really had a relationship with a white woman. She can't cook no damn greens and that good shit that I like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go deeper.
Yes, yes. I love it, man. He done came in here and told the truth.
That's the truth.
Hey, man.
I don't like them. Hey. You know, I like Brandy, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
Get in line, pimp. Hold on now. Hold on. Don't infringe on my territory. She's right
my
here.
Bad. So what?
That's funny.
Oh, I love it. Hey, thank you for the call, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate and love y'all movement. I'm gonna do a lot of I'm gonna promote y'all a lot on my demo, but we'll talk about that on a later date.
For sure, man.
And all the guests, I love them and do what y'all do, man. I'm Mo Better Media.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you now.
Thank you, Mo Better.
Yes, sir.
323-965-1600 is the number to dial. I need to ask this question to the sisters, to Veronica, everybody online. Do sisters hate their natural hair?
It's hard to manage. Sometimes it's hard to manage.
So you hate your hair?
I don't hate my hair.
I don't hate it.
Whitney's online hating.
I technically have good hair.
I don't hate it.
What's good hair?
And that's what I'm saying.
She said it.
I said it. I just said it.
Damn.
That's what I've been told. I didn't know I had bad hair. I was told I have good hair.
Wow.
I don't hate my hair, but some days we don't get along. Some days. Now, some days we get along perfectly, but I mean that's just being a woman.
Right.
Some days, you know, like some days my natural is just perfect. It's exactly in the zone where I want to be, and some days I feel like, you know.
Who has more bad hair days, white women or black women?
Black women.
I feel like a lot of white girls walk out the house looking a mess. But
so half of yourself is answering right
you're
now.
allowed to be a mess.
Their messy hair to them, like, oh my gosh, it's not doing it, dude. And it's still, I think, I'm like, oh, your hair looks good, Becky. I don't know what you're
Veronica, what is this good hair, bad hair thing? What is that? Can you expound on it?
I don't think God made any mistakes by giving us the strongest and the most resilient hair on the planet.
Wow.
I don't think that's a mistake. I think we've mistaken it for what's, quote unquote, much of our energy and attention and focus on shifting, altering, finding style and profile. I mean, we spend so much energy trying to shift that thing that God gave us that it's kind of mind-boggling.
Black women are like, when it comes to cosmetics and weaves and all that stuff, just black women are like a Black Panther wearing a lion jacket or something. You know, like when you see... No, it's weird, because when I see, like, sisters from Africa, say Iman, right? Or, you know, models like her wearing weaves, it just looks out of place.
Hold
like,
on a second.
I saw this one sister, I think she's from Sudan. I mean, when I tell you she is as black as a pit bull can, okay, she is black. I mean, charcoal, but beautiful. Probably one of the finest women I've ever seen in my life. But she just seemed out of place with a European-styled weave, lace front hair.
I mean, she had a bad
down.
weave.
But it just seemed weird. It looked strange.
Because she didn't get it done right.
Listen, it looked like a horse with Negro hair.
Right. So you know,
like
when I look around at television and the media, you know, what I notice lately is how homogenized beauty has become. Yes. In other words, if you look at Real Housewives or Basketball Wives or a media anchor or anybody, everybody has the same hair, the same clothes, the same shoes, there's no uniqueness left. So
it's like a beauty uniform, right?
Yeah. No,
it's a beauty uniform, and so it's so homogenous.
So listen, ladies, we have to take a quick break. When we come right back, we're going to deal with more of these questions because this is a tough topic. We got a video right now. Let's check it out.
Cosmetic giant L'Oreal has been found guilty of racial discrimination after it hinted that it only wanted thin, young, white women to sell its shampoo in France. Now, France's highest court heard how a fax was sent saying Garnier hostesses, part of L'Oreal's beauty division, should be 18 to 22 years old, size 8 to 12, and BBR, which is widely understood to be a code for white persons. Prosecutor said Garnier wanted to exclude ethnic minority as they would be less likely to sell its shampoo in French shops. The Paris appeal court has fined L'Oreal £25,500 and ordered them to pay the same again to SOS Racism. For more on that, let's go across to Archita, who joins us on the phone line. Archita, big to the image of a brand like L'Oreal.
Niharika, it's definitely a blow to the image of L'Oreal, considering that they've always, gone with the tagline which says "You're worth it." Promoting women to spend a lot on their luxury cosmetics across the world, and also therefore developing the myth that anybody and everybody can look good with a L'Oreal product. But I might also tell you that this is not the first time that these kind of racial slurs have been pointed at L'Oreal by people of relevance. In fact, on a few occasions, certain African-American origin models have also accused L'Oreal of, having selectively picked women of a fairer complexion. However, this also brings about the question that L'Oreal at one point of time has gotten a sub-product endorsed by Eva Longoria, who is an actress of Mexican origin. But their primary products across the world always genuinely are endorsed by thin, white, generally golden-haired girls. That's been a policy with L'Oreal. So in a lot of ways, this is a blow for them. But it's probably not unexpected, considering that they had done a lot of artwork to whiten and lighten the complexion of singer Beyonce Knowles last year when she was doing an endorsement campaign for them.
All right. On the first time such accusations have been made against L'Oreal. Thanks very much, Archita, for joining us with those details.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cold piece of work, cold footage. L'Oreal.
Watching that, hold on.
Of racism.
Can I hop in there? Because watching this cracks me up because they only want white women to be in the commercials and this and the other. But in the commercials, those white women are wearing weave as well. Everybody I know, white, Mexican, whatever.
Yes, they do.
Everybody wears weave now. Like, I feel like an outcast because I don't have weave. My curly-haired homegirl is mad, like, I want my hair like hers. I said, she's wearing a weave. She's wearing a weave.
You know what I think is interesting, Whitney, that you bring up? You bring up an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to think that it is anti-black to wear weaves.
Yes.
When in fact...
We created it.
We created it.
Hello.
If you go back to ancient Egypt, we wore weaves.
We sure did.
We wore wigs. The Republican Party, right, which is, all the America of the wigs. So when you see the judicial system in Europe wearing wigs, they're copying what the Egyptians wore, known as the nemuz. It was a headdress that was a wig, right? So all of this shit is ours. But the hustle is, I'm going to take what was yours, and then I'm going to recondition you to believe that what was yours was originally evil. Then I'm going to create a Diet Coke version of it under my authority and rule and say that's the right way to go, while I'm secretly still studying your original shit.
I agree with you on that one, Zoe. Like I said, and one of the things, too, that bothers me a lot now, because we do have, I think that this whole weave debate thing has just been another thing that is allowed, that has given black men and women a reason to be divisive against each other. Because like Whitney just said, first of all, I've got friends all across the spectrum, and I'm going to tell you, every single one of them has donned a weave at some point or the other. Okay? You brought up the point that the ancient Egyptians created the weave, and actually, while you're bullshitting, the men actually wore weave as well. They would shave all of their hair off in order to prevent lice, and then they would use human hair
or boar's hair,
or boar's hair that was made to replace hair. So it started with us, you know, but. Black men will go for the European standard of beauty all day long. But then if a sister puts on a weave because maybe this is what she's answering to, okay, this is what they find attractive, now all of a sudden, she's dirty, she's this and she's
But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that open-minded. I think sisters are more sociologically integrated into American culture than brothers are. And I think sisters are more about getting with the program than brothers are. Brothers are still listen to my metaphor.
I'm still processing.
It's a baseball metaphor. Look at American society. You have ageism, racism, sexism, and classism, right? Then on top of that, there's education, right? There's your religion aspects. There's all of this happening all at the same time. These are filters that we judge and look at each other through, right? Now, use the baseball metaphor. Black men see this, okay, we're public enemy number one. Every black man who steps up to the plate in American society is kind of like a Barry Bonds. They're afraid to pitch to that nigga. They're going to try to walk him. They're going to hit him. Because they know if he makes contact with the ball, that shit's leaving the park. So most brothers have I'm going to hit this ball out of the park so I don't have to go through the rigmarole of corporate bullshit. Jay-Z is a perfect example.
Okay.
That nigga crashed the corporate party through the side door. They didn't know he was going to do what he did. Next thing you know, he's there with the big boys. Right? They didn't have a plan for him to make it to where he made it, but he got through the side door. That's how brothers play the game. We're trying to knock the ball out the park. Sisters, on the other hand, you motherfuckers will steal a base. You motherfuckers will bunt, get a base hit. Y'all sacrifice fly, get a nigga to second. Y'all playing the running game, the small intermediate game, because you play the game more effectively than brothers do, because there's a certain level of tolerance that sisters have that brothers don't. A white man in corporate America can only say, hey, motherfucker, you late. You get here, you in your seat at 8:30. If you're not here by 8:30, Williams, we're going to bring you up on review. You only got a couple of those with a brother. Because at some point, the man in him is going to say, who the fuck are you talking to? at some point.
The man in me is probably going to say the same thing.
But sisters, I'm telling you, sisters play the game differently. So they're more apt to acquiesce. I'm telling you. If you break down the demographics, you look at couples that aren't married. 9 times out of 10, the boyfriend is living with the girlfriend in her place. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't know where I don't know where you're going right now.
Well, you just follow.
I'm trying.
All you got to do is hold my hand. I'll lead you to where you need to be. So the point that I'm saying is the beauty, all of this stuff ties in because sisters are willing to play the game. The beauty industry is a game. It's saying, fuck your natural looks. They're not enough. They're not adequate. You're not beautiful. And because you want to fit in, you acquiesce. Tell me I'm wrong. 323-965-1600.
I'm going to tell you that I think that I understand what you're saying. And that has largely happened because, you know, when you do work in corporate America, you can't go in with your hair looking crazy. And
India Arie, go home. Take your guitar and get your ass back and go home.
It wasn't as big a mix of naturals going around at the time. And I just decided I no longer wanted to have relaxed hair. I wanted to know what my natural hair even looked like because I had been having a relaxer since I was about 12 years old.
So you had forgotten.
So I had forgotten what my actual natural texture was. And at the time, the only way for me to do that was I went in the barbershop one day. I probably had about, shoulder length hair. It was straight. And I said, I got about a month of new growth, and I said, cut it off, take it all off. And they were like, are you crazy? I said, no, I want to take it all off. And I said, go ahead, hurry up and do it now before I get scared. Yeah. And they cut it off, and it was really kind of cool to go on the journey kind of rediscovering that. I went home. I had a cousin, a male cousin of mine. Actually, he wasn't actually. He was married to a cousin, so he wasn't my blood. But he said to me, I wouldn't have a woman of mine walking behind me looking like that. And I said, first of all, you wrong, because if I was your woman, I wouldn't be walking behind you, period.
Boom.
Boom.
Here go the teammate.
But listen, but you know what I'm saying? The very first negative commentary that I got about it was from a male figure who was in my family. He was the first one to say, you're not beautiful like that. What have you done? And I heard a lot of that, and that was a few years back. A couple. But the funny thing is now when I look at my pictures of my family on Instagram, I see about 4 or 5 of my aunts who now wear their hair natural. I have some cousins and nieces that wear their hair natural twist. And I think it's pretty cool because I do think that if you accept it and you get pushed past even your own man or your own family members, cousins, uncles telling you screwed up, you're not pretty anymore, and you push past it, maybe you can influence things in a different direction.
Interesting point.
Look, I was going to say I have the same similar situation. I lived in South Carolina for a little bit. My hair was not doing that humidity, so I got a little lace front. That was the first time I wore a wig. I was like, I'm just going to do this and walk out the door. Moved back to Seattle. My brother owns a barbershop.
You know how many follically challenged women are like, she wasted a perfectly good lace front with all of that good hair.
See, well, no, I was just lazy. Obviously, I'm just lazy. I didn't want to do all of that. So
they come in handy.
My brother, I finally moved back to Seattle, and my brother owns a barbershop and a beauty salon. I walk in there with this lace front, and he's like,
take that.
What the?
Chewbacca
he was like,
outfit.
He went to the head stylist and said, please help fix her head, fix that. Just take the thing off of her head and fix it.
Right.
That's when I was introduced to weaves, and I got addicted. I had weaves for the next 4 years. I didn't want to even go anywhere without a weave because it was like that. Oh,
Veronica.
Like I'm saying,
how can we free our sisters?
That was my brother who did that. That was my brother's. You know what I'm saying? Like Veronica's saying, he said that, and I'm like, oh well, if my brother is saying that, then I'm gonna listen to him because he's not gonna tell me wrong.
How can we free them, Veronica? Jesus, I'm free.
Well, it's interesting. When I was in college, I did a radio show at Cal Berkeley, and this was right before stripperdom became so mainstreamed.
Stripperdom?
Stripperdom became mainstreamed with the movie Striptease. And I became really fascinated with stripping and the rise of it, I could kind of just see it rising. I had a couple of friends that were in the industry, and it was becoming mainstream. And so I interviewed some strippers on a radio show. And one of the things that I discovered is that this was way back. This is 20 years ago. But it's if anything has happened, it's only gotten amplified in the last 20 years.
Wow.
A sister would get $5 for $20 for every 20 that a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman would make. Or an Asian schoolgirl, because that was a particular fantasy and fetish that many men had. So a sister would make $5 for every $20. And to me, that was such a representation. I mean, it's just it's a microcosm of how men view beauty. Because there in the strip club, you're seeing they're paying for what their fantasy is, right? They're paying for what their fetish is. And they are valuing women. They're marching with their wallets, right? And so voting with their wallets. And so I always thought that was so interesting. And the sisters that were working in the industry absolutely could not. They had to be completely, with straight hair and blue contacts and the whole 9 yards. Nothing that was ethnic or unique or African. None of that got validated when it came time to men actually ponying up the money. None of it got validated.
Let me ask you this, Veronica. Let me ask you this question. Encourage sisters to take on a more westernized look.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing that's been indoctrinated into black men, and that's sort of a holdover. We can say that slavery and Jim Crow happened so many moons ago, but the internalized story that's gotten handed down, where white women represented this pure ideal, this beautiful ideal, that has gotten, and forbidden fruit, that idea has gotten handed down and indoctrinated into black men. Remember,
so in a way, it's kind of our fault.
Tiger didn't marry his peer. Tiger Woods married the nanny and handed over $200 million to her.
Damn. It was all good a couple minutes ago. It then all went bad. 323-965-1600.
Sorry?
We got one more caller. Let's get this caller on. Caller, you're on the line. Talk to me, man. What do you think of this topic?
Well, I think that there's a difference between black people, Negroes, and colored folk. I think the last caller was really talking about the people from the colored genre, because black men didn't ask for all this hair and all that other stuff that seems to be the new standard of beauty. But the real brothers, I'm telling you, man, blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But see, some of these women working in the wrong zip code. They need to, if they look black, they need to go to a white club and work. Because white men are like black women, real black women.
I see.
And black men like black women. Black women.
I see you. Go ahead, Bobby. Thank you. But you are Bobby Glanton calling in here right now, right?
Yeah, I reckon that's what they call me.
Yeah, there go my man. What's that, Uncle? Yeah.
This is a very necessary conversation, though, and I'm very happy that you are allowing people to speak on this, because there's going to always be varying opinions and views.
Yeah.
But one thing we need to do is have honest discussion about what we perceive it to be. Because the sister, she made some points that I ain't going to really argue with. I done seen brothers trip over themselves to say that they got an ugly white woman on their shoulder. And I'm like, my God, damn, bro. But that's not a complete representation of how we view ourselves. But there's enough of it that we could all get painted with that broad brush. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Bobby, I so appreciate you taking the time to reach out and lend us your wisdom, man. Thank you so much.
Great show, brother. Great show, man.
Thank you, bro. That was Bobby Glanton Smith, author of Real Men Don't Play. Don't forget to go check out his website, realmendon'tplay.com. Very important that you support the brother, Bobby Glanton Smith. We're about to take a quick break, and when we come back, more info, more questions. We're going to drill down, and we got another video. Let's do it.
Fabulous. This is Beautiful Wigs. This is a Korean-owned hair store. They sell hair of all kinds. In your store here, what's the percentage of your business is Afro-American?
About 100%. 99.9.
Okay. In other words, 99.9.
99.9. Okay.
And up here on these walls right here, these racks, all the way around are the hair that's used for weaves and for extensions.
Janet Jackson, they come over here, pick it up, virgin human hair. Bibi Kappa, I saw several weeks, and I cut in style for her. I've been knowing him a long time. Okay. Richard Pryor.
Yeah, that's Little Richard.
Yeah, Little Richard.
This city alone only had 10 beauty supply stores 20 years ago. Now there are over 100 Korean-owned beauty supply stores. Okay, you're looking at a typical beauty supply store, Korean-owned beauty supply store, but all these products have one common denominator. They are all aimed at the Afro community. One of the things that the Koreans are doing now, and they predicted this themselves back in 1999, and it's happening now, since they control 80% of the distribution of Afro hair care products, especially professional products that are sold in beauty supply stores only, it only stands to reason they can control what gets distributed. They are creating their own line of products or buying out existing black-owned companies. I don't see a reversal of this at all. It's just getting deeper and deeper.
With the Koreans controlling the retail and wholesale distribution, they're slowly making inroads into taking over the black manufacturers.
We're going to Kazuri Products. They are a black-owned manufacturer of hair care products, but specialize primarily in curling irons, pressing combs, and the stove heaters that you heat the irons up in.
This is Lucky White, who owns Kazuri along with her husband.
We have been in business for over 30 years, and we are a black company selling to black beauty supplies and also to black hairstylists, and we make a quality product. Everyone look at our product as being the best in the industry. However, since the Asians have been here, they are cutting us out, telling us any longer. The Korean connection. About 3 years ago, they started to blacklist our product. As they brought their own products in, they started to manufacture curling irons, and they duplicate everything that you manufacture. They would duplicate it, and then they start to slowly cut back on orders, and then they tell you that your product is not in demand. So they would make something that's very similar that looked like ours, and then they try and sell the consumer on this product.
Can you show me some products from Kazuri?
Kazuri?
Kazuri products.
This is Kazuri product.
This is all Kazuri.
This is A1.
So you have maybe 3 Kazuris, and then the rest.
This Kazuri, this A1 product, this Stella.
Stella.
Yeah.
Who makes
3 brands.
Who makes Stella?
They are resale wholesalers.
And they make this product.
Actually, they make a copy, for the other brand, like Kazuri, like A Plus, but their brands, they are no good quality.
Not good quality.
No, just copy for the others.
They are really trying to shut us out of the industry.
They're telling you they will no longer distribute your product in these stores?
They tell us that our product is not in demand any longer, but that's just an excuse not to purchase our products.
This is actually a T-bumper by Kazuri. I use it all the time.
This is the place to be, a black hair salon in San Jose, California.
Kazuri products are much in demand. We use them here. We have a setup here. We also have one here. We use their spritz as well. We use their whole lineup, so they are in high demand.
We have to look at saving our community as well as saving this industry. We are a nation within this nation, and we're just giving everything away. And we cannot do that any longer. We have to stand up and fight. We are beautiful black people. If we have to wear our hair short, so be it. Let's wear it short, but let's get this under control.
You know what? When I see videos like this, welcome back to the Voice of Reason on RMCOnAirLive.com. What is it? RMC On Air? On Live. There it is. RMCOnLive.com. When I see videos like this, it hurts because it lets you know how far behind black people are. We don't even own a majority of the industry that's designed to make us look more European. C.J. Walker created the hot comb in an attempt to make us look more European, to make sisters look more European, to assimilate, to integrate into a culture that hates them. It's the same thing I tell the homosexual community. Stop trying to gangbang your way into Christianity. It hates you. By definition it's a religion, God hates gays. The scripture says you're an abomination. So stop sideswiping Christian churches and going in there like, you gonna accept us. No. Just create your own God gay religion day. And you create your own religion based on God. God loves us, and we're going to create our own gay Bible. But don't force your way into Christianity, which for millennia, has had that scripture. It is an absolute abomination for a man to lie with another man. So when I see gay men dressed up in the colors of the AKA sorority, saying, we're going to get in this. This is a sorority that has been famed for the beautiful women. The AKAs are always gorgeous. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I've never seen all the AKAs.
But that's their
pink and green.
You know, the pink and green, you know, you already know.
Yeah.
I saw pretty girly girls.
Pretty girly girls. And then these dudes want to come in just because you gay and effeminate. That doesn't make you an AKA. Create your own gay sorority with its own name.
Gay K Gay.
Gay K Gay. There you go. Because now we see you coming.
Goodness.
Don't come in here and say you're an AKA. You force yourself into something. And I'm saying, sisters, we're still forcing ourselves into a Europeanized, westernized look, and we don't even own the industry. It just tells you how far back we are, man. So I have the question. Do you guys think the white woman has become the new black woman? If this is true, what significance does the black woman have other than being white America's prototype?
When you say the new black woman, what exactly do you mean?
Well, when I say the new black woman, I'm saying the old black woman is one that seems to have been played out. You know, in our community, we get played out. Light skin, played out. Dark skin, in. Okay, dark skin, played out. Light skin, in. So I'm saying the sister today, as she stands in her current status.
It's hard out there for a sister.
Right? It's hard out there. Is she played out and is a darker skinned white woman with a fat booty an adequate replacement?
There's no replacement.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I mean,
askafieldnegro.com. Veronica,
ask them.
Yeah, see, I think we have to begin to think about doing some stuff really differently.
That's why I played your video.
I mean, we have got to understand the psychological warfare that has played us out of pocket, so that we don't value and love ourselves anymore. I mean, what happened? I come from a civil rights background. What happened to black is beautiful, natural, powerful. You know, a lot of forces came in to shut that movement down and to shut that identity down, because they knew that if they shut down that empowered, vibrant self-love, that we would be very easily manipulated. And so now here we are, 20 years, 30 years after the civil rights movement, very easily manipulated. And so at some point, we are going to have to come back into our right minds, come back into right relationship with our brothers. Our brothers are going to have to remember and relearn to value us above all else.
No, she's right. She's damn.
We're going to have to remember that, because the deep programming that's been done against us to have us just without, and it's so subconscious, like we don't even realize that what we're doing. We don't even realize that, we're a $7.5 billion industry on cosmetics. We don't realize that we spend $500 million on hair care. And we're so unconscious about our behavior and the implications of that behavior.
Wow. And it's so crazy? We're watching the chat room, and they're coming up with names for the gay sorority. Moist, Phi Moist. 5 Fruit Booty. 5 Fruit Booty. Oh God.
Sisters are selling out.
But Veronica brings up a great point. Can I ask you these direct questions, Veronica, Brandy, Whitney?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Did we adequately establish that the cosmetic industry and the weave industry and all of this makeup and all of this extraness, fashion industry, did we adequately establish that those industries capitalize off of the self-hate of people of color, women of color in particular? Did we adequately establish that?
I think they capitalized on the fact that we spend a lot of money on beauty products, whether they're products to make us look European or to even moisturize and keep our natural hair intact. Because, we're selling those too. They're selling those too. I think it's an economic issue because, Black people spend a lot of money in this industry, and we're not in control of it, but I don't think that is necessarily the fault of the consumer. It's not about the fault. Except for that they can try to find places where they can spend the money in the Black community, but that's hard to find.
Right. But I think I'm trying to drill down into the self-hate aspect of it. Did they capitalize on a portion of our insecurity about what we look like? About what the fuck would beauty look like? What would African American or African beauty look like without westernized fingerprints on it? What would it look like? What would be fine as hell without the Western twinge?
Well, perhaps it would be a different type of makeup. Perhaps it would be a different type of hair adornment. But women and people are still, throughout centuries, throughout cultures, there's always been ways to enhance or alter or change your beauty. There's been makeup. The Maoris have tattoos. They're the African cultures that wear the tall bangles up their really long necks.
You know what I'm starting to feel? And I'm gonna come to you, Whitney. But you know what I'm starting to feel? I feel like beauty is a torn ligament in the African American community that has no nerves. So they can't really feel the pain. It's just on automatic. It's on autopilot. Right. Self-hate is on autopilot, I believe.
That's right.
And if that's the case, if self-hate is on autopilot, and I'm talking about from the individual, how can our relationships be worth a damn?
That's what I was saying. Without Veronica speaking on it today, I never looked at me going out wanting to put makeup on or putting my hair, straightening my hair or whatever. I never looked at it as self-hate. I looked at it as I want to feel better about myself. I never looked at it in that way.
Self-hate as self-esteem? Can self-hate
I don't
camouflage itself as self-esteem?
Like,
I just don't think that because you groom and adorn yourself that it is a practice of self-hate. I think that that many animals, as we are animals, practice different mating rituals. And part of our mating ritual is to present ourselves in a way that the other gender views beautiful.
That's beautiful. And that it's articulate, but it doesn't make sense because you never see a lion trying to get that pussy ready for a leopard. You just don't.
And
you don't see another animal getting itself worked up and doing its ritual dance for another species.
Well, we're not doing it either. We're doing it. We're not talking about cross species here. It's still humans and humans. We're all humans and humans and humans.
But the thing that separates us, because the dance, right? Say the bird does a certain kind of dance for its species, right? For its type of bird. Well, what the brothers and sisters do, we do a dance that has been dictated to us by those who have stripped us of our own cultural game rules.
I see where you're coming from. I don't totally disagree with you, but I just don't think. So what then is the answer? Is everybody to go home, take out all the chemicals, all of the makeup, everything, and strip down naked, and start all over? Is that the way?
But isn't being naked?
I think that's unrealistic, and it's not going to happen. And I'm not going to want to. And it's not because I don't feel good stripped down. I feel perfectly comfortable and beautiful, and sometimes even more so stripped down. But sometimes you want to dress it up. It's just, I think that is the way we are as humans. And while self-hate is ingrained, it's in there, and it's disappointing and heartbreaking, especially for me as a full 100%, or at least both of my parents are black. You know what I'm saying? Black woman. And kind of seeing the way that we're not really appreciated. Our beauty is not really appreciated in the same way right now. But at the same time, I don't want everything that I do in regard to what I look like today to have to be a political statement. It gets exhausting to have to do that. Some days I just want to put this red lipstick on because I like the way it makes my face look.
Yeah.
And it's not because I hate my lips.
You hate yourself, Brandy. And you have guaranteed an F for today's show.
I think that I think you said it beautifully, Brandy. And you said it earlier in your story with your family. Mm-hmm. The assault, and I'm not trying to just make this political, the assault that we've been under, the exhaustion that we face, is that black female beauty isn't revered as part of the cultural beauty standard. And so the reason that industries can be built around us that we support and don't benefit from is because they are playing on that exact fact.
Right.
That our black skin, our chocolate skin, and our kinky hair is devalued.
And that's the thing.
Wound, that race wound, that identity. I was saying earlier in the Black Mastery program how we filter for what we believe. We collect evidence for what we believe. So if fundamentally we are swimming in a psychology and an identity that says that we are ugly and we have to do something, put on something, buy something that makes us feel more beautiful, then that wounding is the thing that fundamentally needs to be addressed by our sisters and our brothers.
No, it's true. It's true. At the end of the day, if you hate yourself, you can't love someone else. You simply cannot. Because what that person that you're trying to love isn't actually loving you. They're loving a shadow version of you or a manicured image that you're projecting. You're not vulnerable enough to let them see who you really are. Personal note. I remember years ago, I was making love to this one girl. Mm-hmm. Chocolate, beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Just chocolate and buttery and...
Okay, get on with the story. Come back.
I got transported. I'm sorry.
He's lingering here.
It was a beautiful time. But she had a weave. And I think I was hitting it from behind on the mattress, and I think I was hitting it so hard. This is a true story. Her weave came loose.
Oh no!
And do you know how underneath the weave there's like this
beehive?
You know, like the swaddling wrap of braids, you know, with the little stocking cap or whatever.
Yeah, she on the wig.
Whatever it was, it came loose. Came loose, right? And so she covered her head. She didn't stop moaning. She just grabbed the pillow, and then covered her head. Just so I couldn't see the contraption underneath the wig. And I'm saying, you're still bad. To me, you still bad. It's okay. I'm in it right now.
Like, you already got it.
It's all good.
The weave already worked.
But I feel like this beauty facade is just that. It's like a shield. It's like a scab. It's like you can't really see me because I'm behind this. And it's like, as long as we're in that kind of psychology, we're going to be weak people in our relationships. You feel me? We're carrying that weakness there.
That's the thing Veronica said earlier was the basketball wives. You asked earlier, who does everybody look up to? That's what the young girls are looking up to. I see girls with fake eyelashes every day. I just saw that you can buy eyebrows and glue them onto your face.
Sure.
Just like a lace front wig. And look at all the relationships on those shows.
How many sisters you know have basically ripped out their eyebrows in favor of drawing them back on?
I got a couple friends. I'm like, you would be gorgeous if you had your eyebrow hair.
How you just pluck it all out into Whoopi Goldberg world, where you run around with no fucking eyebrows, just so you can draw them back on?
It's more work.
And you know the deep piece about hair. You know, I've talked before on this show about how this is an energy world. And really, if women want to powerfully polarize and magnetize men, then they have to embody their correct polarity. They have to embody their energy, and that's all the magnetism they need. She's the magnetic polarity. He's the electric polarity. She magnetizes him to her. So it's an energy world. So they call it chi. The Egyptians call it ka. The Africans call it ashe.
The Hindus call it prana. Yes.
It's life force. It's life force. And when women are engaged when they are correctly engaging in their life force, they can attract whole rooms of thousands of men because they will actually polarize him. Right? So if what we are engaging in this beauty industrial complex is actually draining our life force, if it's actually draining our life force, then we're playing ourselves out of pocket, because the very thing that we naturally, organically have, if we were to pay attention to it, would be the thing that would polarize and pull men in droves. The Tao masters say that life force is stored in the hair. The pubic hair, the hair on the head. So there's life force that we're built with it. But we keep going outside of ourselves and giving our attention to the ambition around it, as opposed to relaxing into the fact that we're already it. There's nothing more to prove. There's nothing more to strive for. There's nothing more to become except more of ourselves. And that's what I think we're missing. Is all this attention is on these things that are external, when who we are internally, naturally, and organically and innately is all the power we need to do everything that we want to do.
Well, you just basically said we weak as shit, and I agree with you.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with you there, that we do have all the power that we need, and it's not based on a lot of the external things. But I want to go back to something that you said earlier, Veronica, and you said a lot of it had to do with confidence. No matter what you look like. And I think that's very important, because I do think that when given the society that we live in, because now, we're getting to a point now where it may not even be a European standard of beauty. Like, we're doing alien beauty right now. I have friends that have decided now that they want blue hair. you know? And who are they copying? It's just, I mean, besides, of course, you know, your Nicki Minaj's and your popular culture. And I love that. I love that as humans, we're able to expand ourselves and be creative with what we have. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that at the core of that, though, you do have to know who you are, understand who you are, love and appreciate who you are, what you were born with, appreciate your brown skin, not to hate yourself because of it. But then from that place, you can do whatever. And I think that your true beauty shines with knowing yourself internally and being confident, whether you're rocking weave or a teeny weeny afro.
We've got one final video that I think it's very important that we should play. Do we have it queued up? Let's go to the video, and then afterwards, final thoughts. Go. Well, Jesus.
Wow.
That was fun.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, wow. And we just showed the footage of her pulling the weave off. And I've known Cheryl Underwood for a lot of years, and she's a very intelligent sister. But the comments that were made about don't nobody like Negro nasty hair, she got a lot of backlash for that. We talked a lot about self-hate today. She got backlash because to speak so vehemently about what is natural, right, is painful for black people. Right? When the unnatural becomes natural to you, to the point where you villainize and vilify the natural, don't nobody want no nasty black Negro hair.
That's a problem.
When you come out your mother's womb with that kind of hair, by the grace and the design of the universal God force, how can it be nasty?
Right.
I mean, and that's where we are as a people. And again, whatever gets ratings is vetted out as certified. No disrespect to Steve Harvey, but nobody was looking for him to be no damn relationship specialist until he dropped a book. And then even when he dropped a book, nobody expected the book to take off and sell millions of copies. So now that it's sold millions of copies, he's the #1 relationship specialist in the world.
And I don't believe him.
Doesn't matter. But in America, commerce validates you. Success validates you. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
No disrespect to Steve Harvey.
Yeah, no disrespect.
You know, but he's a comedian who wrote about his relationship experiences. If anything, that book should say to anybody can write a book about their own experiences and have a body of knowledge from that.
Isn't that kind of what people just do anyway?
Well, in America, if you write a book, you're an expert. Because they know the process of writing a book is not some shit you could just roll out of bed and do. So the fact that you completed a book makes you an expert. Even if the book is poorly thought out, even if your concepts and ideas aren't fleshed out in it, he finished it, so that means he is somebody that we should talk to. And that's our problem. We are addicted to authority, right? And as long as we're in alignment with authority and we're getting our biosurvival tickets, we'll do whatever they say, listen to this word, is normal, is right, is in alignment. We are a fearful people to the point we can't even live in our own skin without self-judgment ravaging our happiness. Self-judgment. Oh, shit. I look too natural. I look, when you hear black people say, I look too ethnic. What? We ain't going to make it. If you noticed, I played a video that Veronica gave me. I don't know why she didn't give it to me earlier. The Black Mastery video. I played it because I just believe in it. I listened to the shit. She sent it to me for free. just because she was like, man, you're on the cusp. I said, well, you're going to have to coach me, right? Coach me to get better. And she was like, start here. And I got exposed to that, and I'm like, oh, here I go, right? I was on a whole nother plane with it. And I'm pushing it because I believe in it. And I don't believe in a lot of shit. I am a critic. I am cynical. Motherfucker, if you say some shit is what it is, it better be what it is, or I'm coming down with the full brunt of my logic and aggression. That's what I'm going to do. So if it actually works, I'm going to bang on it hard. If you notice, on my other shows, I promote this other kid out of New York, fashion designer, right? Egyptian style clothes. I said, as soon as I saw it, I said, finally, the first line of clothes that is in alignment with my mentality. Mm-hmm. I've been told my whole life, you're arrogant because you're smart. Because you're intelligent, you're arrogant. You fucking right. Because if I'm thinking circles around you and you're in the authority or in an authority position, I'm going to make you earn the right to get me to fall in line. I'm not a follower. And none of these shows are designed for you to follow. They're designed for you to challenge everything you thought was the truth. If your hair is a lie, you're probably a liar too. If your makeup is a lie, you're probably covering something too. And that's everybody. That's everybody. Brother, if you roll up to the club in a rented Lamborghini, you're a liar. Yeah? Yeah? If you have your rent money in your pocket flashing at the club, you're a liar. Yeah?
Seen it.
Yeah? You know that's your rent money. But you flossing it so you can get that ass. You're a liar.
Flashing it and not spending it.
Right? So that's my whole get down. This beauty thing, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, they've got an image of beauty that they want everybody to conform to. The white woman in the cosmetic industry, as we saw with the L'Oreal commercial, the white woman in the fashion industry. We had a video on Brazilian models. Who's the number one model in Brazil right now?
Gisele Bündchen.
And Gisele is the white portion of the Brazilians, right? The Portuguese portion. You go down to Brazil, you'll see some of the prettiest black women you've ever seen in your life, but Gisele is image.
They've all had cosmic reconstruction.
So my whole point to you all is, if these shows aren't challenging you to change your life, to redefine what you thought was the truth, you're a failure at happiness. It's really that simple. You're a failure at life.
That's it.
You're not really trying to live, you're just trying to survive. With that said, Veronica Conway, where can they find you?
You can find me at veronicaconway.com. If you want the Black Mastery program, you can go to blackmastery.com.
Blackmastery.com. And are you still giving out for my listeners only?
Yes, for your listeners only. I've been giving out complimentary 1-hour coaching sessions with people. And
a 1-hour coaching session with you costs how much?
Water. I'm redesigning businesses. I believe in business, black business, as a vehicle for our economic empowerment and development. And so I've been dissembling people's businesses and their psychology, and people have been raving and really having breakthroughs.
No, it's true.
The Black Mastery program, you get an hour with me.
And an hour with you is worth how much?
About $1,000 is what I charge these days.
$1,000 an hour. She is no fucking joke. I'm just telling you the truth. Brandy McGee, where can they find you?
On social media, you can find me at Facebook and Twitter at Brandy McGee. That's BrandyMagee. And on Instagram at Princess Wildflower.
Wow. And Whitney?
What's up? You guys can find me on Twitter at Miss Tabor, MSTABER, and the exact same on Instagram, Facebook, Whitney Tabor. Holla at me, hit me up, let me know what you guys think.
At Zoe Williams on Twitter, at Mr. Zowhat on Instagram. And hey, I am ZoeWilliams.com. Go get a copy of The Rebirth of Seeds. Let's continue to support the endeavor. Today's show was crazy. I think we should leave on a video. I don't know. Do we have a video? Huh? Oh, the grades. That's right. Yes. Let's do the grades really quickly. The girls did well today. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, everybody in the chat room, what's Brandy's grade? I have an idea of my own.
Oh, damn.
But the chat room, we need Brandy's grade really quickly. I want to see what the temperature of the room is when they find out what your grade is, or when they tell me what your grade is.
Considering that the last commenter said Brandy is a lie, I don't think I'm going to fare very well in this one.
I'm going to say.
So I don't want any. I won't take any this week.
I'm going to say Whitney did really well this week. You know, I'm going to say no, not an A.
I brought my own.
You got a C minus. You know, because you're young and you're figuring a lot of this stuff out, and I think it's dope. You know, it would have been an A had you not told us the story about, you know, the good hair, and then you got a lace front.
Hey,
so yeah,
okay,
I'll give you a C plus for that. You did tell the truth. It was beautiful. Brandy.
No, thank you.
She can borrow my
Actually, Brandy was pretty good today. She was her normal contrarian self. I'm going to give Brandy a C minus today.
No, thank you.
Very good. Good job.
It's okay.
Casting. Yo,
Brandy got a
somebody
B
said you get a B plus. There you go.
Thank you, Don.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. You're going to see us next week with another hot topic. Margot wasn't here. She got the Avatar flu, but she'll be back next week. All right. Thank you now. We'll talk to you later. Deuces.